Hi, everybody. You're listening to Profoundish. My name is Alex. I'm going to be joined by my co-host, Weston. And we're going to be kind of talking about lots of things today. It's just kind of a talk about whatever you want kind of day. You know, we talk about those just crazy and wild radio jingles that you hear a lot of the time. And then I tell a story about my nightmarish experience selling things on Facebook Marketplace. And then following that, Weston and I just keep it casual and we play a few rounds of Taboo. All right, let's get going. This is Profoundish. Hey, you're listening to Profoundish in the Morning. You and I could do the radio thing, right? The radio show.
Yeah,
like
we could
Bob
do
and
the
Tom
thing.
sort of thing, but like
hey, I'm Bob.
Alex
He's
and Mo.
Tom.
That'd
You're
be-
listening
that'd
to
be fun.
37.5, The Profound.
Yeah, 37.5, the counselor. I don't know what the word would be. There's always weird words. It's like the monkey, or the monkey's one of them. There used to be one back home. Well, where you live, there used to be one called that, but it was like it wasn't based out of right where we were. It was like it barely made it into our town, like the radius.
I guess
But I
I'm not
remember hearing
familiar.
it. And it was like 105.1, the monkey. I always thought it was funny, and it played like classic rock.
Listen to 37.5, The Squid Duck.
You know, I still have. This is very regional, so I think almost everybody listening won't be familiar, but it doesn't matter because they probably have their own of the same number, of course. But I still have the old like 94.5 like themes in my head.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll ever go away. The Mix 94.5, like not the new. I don't know if it's changed again, but I know now it's Mix 94.5. I know it was that for a long time too after, but I'm very
was
passionate.
really good.
Thank you.
I think you should do those from now on.
That would, you know what, that for someone like me would actually, I think that would be a fun job if you could if my job specifically were to go around the nation and the different radio stations and like change their new like intro and outro tags just for different numbers, right? Just for different stations. I think that'd be awesome. 105.3, just, I think it'd be fun.
I'm the radio numbers guy.
Yeah. I don't know.
That's it. That's what I do. I travel the nation. I could do this remotely, but I don't. I refuse. I travel by charter bus, station to station, and I'm the numbers guy.
Yeah. I love it. And I come up there and I got my suit on, I got my briefcase, got all my stuff in there, and I go, okay, so tell me about your radio station, right? Now, granted, we all know they're all the same. But I'm like, tell me about it. Okay, so and you're 93.7. Okay, 93.7. And then I just had this whole elaborate, scheme, and I think, okay, give me 48 hours, I will be back. And then I just, it's just like a 3-second, 93.7, the bull, But every time I treat it like it's just the most profound thing that's ever been done for that company.
And they're like, we play exclusively metal? That doesn't sound anything like what we do.
It's like, well, yeah, I never ask what they play. I just ask what their number is.
And you're like, well, that's a shame. I'll take my 20 grand now. I did it.
Oh, man, that'd be nice. Have you ever been in a radio station or on a radio station before? It's a possibility because we have a local one in our hometown.
We have a local one. I actually don't think I've ever been in the local one. No, I don't think I have, unless when I was really little, I helped pop in to grab like my mom used to do those contests and you'd win like tickets to something or whatever. But I think she always picked those up herself. So I don't think I've been in one that I can remember.
Okay. I was just curious because I was in there from time to time. Usually it wasn't anything for me. It was to promote other things. Like my dad had his business in town for years and I was on one of those commercials and then there was like school stuff or like musical stuff in our town and sometimes we'd get on there and like sing something. So we've done it a time or two. And at the time it felt really cool because for me it was very early beginnings into what I love to do now, which is like audio production and editing and stuff. And So seeing I just remember I have a very big visual of this giant monitor. And then just, okay, we're recording and go. And I would like do my take for whatever I was doing. And I had no idea what any of that was at the time, other than just I would speak and I'd see the little sound waves pop up on the bar. And that was just so cool, like in real time, And
actually, now that I think
kind of
about
fell in
it,
love.
I may have been at you remember the Parkland it's a college radio? I think Peach had a class or something in radio, and I think I did a thing for him there. I don't think we were live.
Oh, that's
though.
cool.
I think I was in that one briefly.
That kind of counts, though. That is cool. I know our mutual friend Dave over at Camp Nostalgic, he's been on Parkland Radio a couple times, just promoting old videos he used to do, which is really cool.
I remember watching the what's it called? Something Park, right? Like the
Park Rangers.
Park Rangers. Not something Park, Park Rangers.
Yeah, and Ranger Rick, he came there in character, and like they did the interview together, and then Dave, like the creator, and then the main character of the show. So yeah, I thought that was kind of cool. I thought
that was funny seeing him play in character as the ranger, because he's like, for those of you listening, he's like this no nonsense ranger at a park where there's just a bunch of nonsense happening all the time.
Exactly, yeah.
It's just a funny character.
I kind of missed that station, actually. I don't know if that stuff was your cup of tea. For those of you listening, it's a college radio station, so a lot of college radio stations are pretty alternative, kind of play all kinds of weird stuff. I really got into it, and some of my favorite artists, at least at that time, I discovered from Parkland Radio. Can't remember, what's that, 89, 88, 9, or I can't remember what the number is now.
I think
it's
it
80
was,
something.
Yeah, it was
88.7.
So yeah, I think so. 88.7, something like that. Yeah, that
did you ever?
right.
But was that ever kind of on your radar? I know, like, our musical taste in some places kind of vary, so I didn't know if you ever listened to something like that or not.
I did a little bit from time to time, but I would always forget what stations that I listened to, because I would like whatever I left my car set at, I'd be listening to that, and if I didn't like what was on, I'd just hit like the seek button or just let it flip through stations until I found something I was interested in. So I kind of just rotated through, but I think it was on my radar at least some of the time.
The seek, man. There have been times where I knew I was in the mood to listen to something while driving my car, but the seek would be on for so long because I would just never find something that satisfied. But I knew I wanted something, It just becomes
white noise where you're just like, plays the song for a little bit, you get some static, plays a different song for a little bit, plays some static, random talk show, some static. It's just white noise.
It's true. Speaking of DJ like equipment, like radios and stuff, this is a story I've been wanting to tell you because it's been on my mind. Okay. And I was saving it for the pod because I think you'll probably find it kind of funny. So, it starts with a question, though. Weston, have you ever bought and sold on, like, Facebook Marketplace?
No. I've perused, and I've helped people look for things that they bought, but I myself have not.
So, you may or may not have heard about how absolutely terrible the selling experience is on there.
I've heard.
And, okay, I figured you've heard. I've done it a few times back in the day. Like, I remember during college, I had like an iPad that I wasn't using, and I sold that, and that was a nightmare. But anyway, I swore it off for a long time, but I'm at a point now to where there's some things in my studio that I just don't need or use, and why am I keep taking up space with it when I haven't touched it? So I had this, just for simplicity's sake, because it's hard to explain, I'm just going to call it a DJ machine, okay? It's basically a machine that DJs would use. And so I put this thing up, and I'm thinking, this isn't going to be that hard. Like, there's DJs around, there's a bunch of wedding venues, who knows? Someone's going to pick this thing up. So used, it goes for about $450, all right? So I was going to sell it for about $400, okay? Less, right? And I even had the box and everything. Now, I did make a mistake and I didn't think about it until I was a little too deep into it. I didn't want to change the price upwards. That would have been kind of silly. But I what I wanted to actually do was do about $425, and then if somebody wanted to talk me down to $400, I'd be fine with it, right?
Right.
I forgot to do that. Too late. It's already up there. There's people inquiring. I'm not going to change the price mid-conversation. It's fine. Whatever, right? Instead, I'm just going to go with price is the price, okay? That price is the price. This is what it is. You either take it or you don't, okay?
Right.
Oh, my God, Weston. This has been a saga. So I posted this thing basically the beginning of September, and it took me until the beginning of a little bit into the middle of October for this thing to sell. And it's not because nobody wanted it. Oh, no.
It's because
So
no one
here's
wanted to
what
pay
happened.
for it.
It's complicated. So here's first thing that happened. This is such a journey. By the way, I should explain. This is just a no topic, talk about whatever you want episode again.
Okay, sure.
Anyway, so the first person reached out about 24, maybe 36 hours into it. Thinking, cool, okay, somebody's interested. So the guy said, hey, are you interested in maybe a trade? And that's all he said, and which is a fine question to ask, right? Especially in the gear community. A lot of people trade, like, I'll trade you this speaker for this thing or whatever, right? That's common. But I did reply and I said, hey, thanks for reaching out. Unfortunately, no, just looking to sell. And that's all I said, right?
Yeah.
The next thing he says is, well, here's what it is. It's a Mackie active speaker. It's this and this. Here's the receipt, blah, blah, blah. And then I responded again and said, appreciate that. Once again, no, want to sell only, right? And responded one more time, said, are you sure? Like, it's worth more than this. You know, I bought this for $600, brand new, in the box, blah, blah, blah. I'm thinking, this guy, first of all, I'm thinking, is this thing stolen? Like, what's going on here? Like, this is weird, because I'm thinking, if this is $600, you should just sell this if it's brand new for $600. So I was thinking, whatever, dude. So I just ended up saying, see ya. So that's step number one. Okay, whatever, that crap happens. Number two, there's a guy that reaches out. And this is the very common one that people kind of meme about, and it's very common where it's like, hey, is this available? And then I said, yeah, it is. Are you interested? And then just crickets for like days. There's nothing. Right? And that's annoying. And then so that happened with that guy. And then there was a woman who reached out, and she said, oh, I want this. This is awesome. I've been looking for this. Are you willing to ship? And I looked her up. And she's like in Louisiana or something. She's like super far away. So I wasn't going to ship because I don't want to spend $30 to ship this thing. And I'm already, I don't want to lose that much money out of this deal. Like,
right.
Online, used, it's selling for about $450. So I'm not doing that. So then I'm sitting there twiddling my thumbs. And then a few more times, like, people would reach out and then they'd not respond. And I was nearing the end of the rope, and I was just like, Steph, like, I was talking to Steph about it a lot, and that poor girl just kept hearing me just bitch and moan about this DJ equipment I'm trying to sell for weeks. And then I was just about to give up, and then I thought, you know what I'm just going to do? Oh, I forgot to mention this. That second guy who didn't respond ended up responding again like weeks later, and he said, cool. I think he re-asked, is it still available? And I said, yes. And then he asked if the price, like, if there's any wiggle room in the price. And I said, no. I said, price is the price. He said, okay. And then that was it. Forgot to mention that. Then there was a lady talking about shipping. I said, no, blah, blah, blah. So then this guy again, this is in October now, it's the very beginning of the month. So it's been 30 days, right? My Facebook usage, according to my phone, was like up by like 200%. Because, like, I never use Facebook, and I'm on it all the time, pulling my hair out, trying to talk to people and get this thing sold. And so I end up, it's the beginning of the month, I end up reaching back out, because there's only one prospect, really, like, that's actually kind of promising, and it's this guy who talked about, hey, are you willing, is there wiggle room in the price, right? So what I decided on doing was I thought, you know what, I'm just going to bite the bullet. Whatever. I still don't want to deal with shipping. Like, I'll shave off like $20, right? $380, and I'll talk to him and see if he's willing to pick it up, because he's local. Don't have to ship it. Whatever. So I reached back out and I said, hey, are you still in the market for this thing? I'm willing to talk, a price drop. And I finally was worn down. He said, yeah, absolutely. So, and we agreed on that price, $20 less. Cool. Awesome. I said, all right. And at this point, I want to get it done. I got his confirmation. Let's get this done. I said, I can meet tomorrow at this time at this place. Does that work for you? Right. And he responded and he said, yes. And this was literally the next day. It's like, yes, I'll see you then, 10 a.m., Walmart parking lot or wherever it was. Can't remember where it was now. And I'm so mad about this. My blood is boiling, Weston. I'm still mad about this.
I'm sensing that he didn't show up.
No, I would consider this even worse. Here's what happened. First thing in the morning, it's like 5:30 or 6 in the morning. I'm not even looking at my phone yet. I end up looking at my phone. I get this early text message, and it said, hey, this is on a Wednesday that we were going to meet up. So it's Wednesday morning. He said, hey, is this the Mark 1 or the Mark 2? And there are 2 versions of this. No, by the way, I have the box, and I have everything in the description. Okay.
Right.
And I said, well, you can see it on the box here. It's the first one. It's the Mark 1, right? And technically, this guy has known about the existence of me selling this thing for a month now, because he was one of the first people to reach out. And I said, it's the Mark 1. I said, okay, interesting. He said, I need to do some research. Is there any way that I can I can get back to you over the weekend and then blah, blah, blah. No, my very first instinct was to say, no, this guy's dragging me along. No, cut him out. Done. Forget about it. Right. But I was so desperate. I said, no, I can't do the weekend, but I can give you one more day and I can meet you on Thursday. After that, I'm too busy. I can't do anything after that. Right. I thought that's reasonable. Fine. Whatever. Okay. So he said he agreed to that. Long story short, Thursday comes around, and I said, all right, where are we meeting, right? I didn't even ask. I just said, where are we meeting? And he said, I need more time. Can I give you till the weekend? He was trying, and I said, nope, blocked him, bye. At this point, it's not even over, Weston. At this point, I thought, I'm so desperate. I'm thinking, you know what? If I was already willing to shave off the $20, I'm just going to ship this thing to that girl and see if she's still interested, right? So,
right.
Because I'm assuming this thing at this size, it's going to be around $20 to $30 to ship it if I go to like the UPS store or whatever, right? No, this thing's already in the box, but it's not like in a secure enough box to be shipped in,
Right.
So I brought this into the UPS store. Hope everybody's enjoying their drinks and popcorn. So I bring it into the UPS store. I'm on the edge of my seat. I know. So I bring it in there bright and early on like I don't know, it was a couple days later, right? So I guess I should explain. I reached out to her, and she agreed, right? I said, hey, I'll ship this to you, $400. I will cover shipping. That's what I said. Like, don't worry, I'll cover shipping, whatever. Same price for you. She's like, cool, I'm still interested. Awesome. Right, her and I even did she wanted to do this, and I'm glad that made me feel a little better. Like, we did a small video call, so I showed her it, plugged it in, showed her that it's working, right? She's like, cool, awesome. She seemed really nice, and she is really nice. And so anyway, boxed it back up, brought it to the UPS store, bright and early, because I live in a big city, so as soon as it's after, 9 o'clock, anywhere you go is going to take 3 hours to get anything done. So I got there bright and early, and I brought the box up to the lady at the UPS store, and I said, hey, I'm looking to ship this. Here's the address, blah, 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 Louisiana, blah, blah, blah. She's like, okay. She took the box. She, weighed it and everything. I gave her the declared value and all that stuff and blah, 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 which I did say the value was a little less because we know, obviously, that can change price. And long story short, she froze for a moment. She was looking at the computer, and she looked really confused. And it looked like she was trying to get the nerve to tell me something. It's and I'm thinking, what's wrong? What's going on? Is this not a real address? And my first thought was is something coming up wrong with the address? What's happening? And she ended up finally looking at me and went, okay, so I can ship this for you. It's going to cost you about $140.
Oh.
And I'm thinking, what the bleep is going on here? And she looked at me and kind of like oh my God. And I'm thinking, $130, what, or $140? What are you talking about? And I was calm and collected. And she looked at me and she said, I know this sounds ridiculous, and it is ridiculous. Let me explain why. So she was basically saying, this is in a very awkwardly shaped box, and if we do full shipping and packaging for you, we are required by UPS to use one of our boxes. So what we would have to do is take this box and put it in the biggest box that we've got, which has a bunch of wiggle room, and we're going to have to pack that thing up nice and secure. So doing all of that's going to make it cost $140. And I said, okay, in theory, if I took this out of the box and you just shipped this, like the actual machine and the cables, what would it cost? And she was like, about $30. Right. So I'm thinking, oh my God. So now I'm thinking about this. I'm thinking one of my selling points was that this is complete in the box with the manual, everything. Here it is, $400. Okay. Now I got to reach out to Louisiana girl and say, and ask, are you okay if I ship this without the box? Now, I know what she's going to do because I would have done this if I were her. I'd go, okay, well, can you shave off some of the price? Right? Like, I would have done that if I were her because I was expecting to get the box, and now I'm not getting that. And lo and behold, she asked the question. And she's like, and her and I kind of developed this little bit of a relationship because we talked over the phone. So like I know her voice, I know her face. So that was kind of nice to do. And I called her and she was like, "What? How much is it going to cost to ship it in the box?" And I told her the amount. She's like, "Oh my God, that's crazy." And I told her, like, I can send you the receipt. Like she sent me like or not the receipt, but like an estimation of what it would cost. And she's like, "No, I believe you. She said, "What would it cost you just to ship it without the box?" And I said, $30. She's like, "Wow. Okay." She said, "You know what? Fine." She did, ask, like, "I'll do it, but let's shave off a little bit of that price." So what I did was I shaved off $20 and I had to pay $30 for shipping. So I ended up having to bring that $400 down to $350. And I felt so defeated. But at the end of the day, I was just so happy that it was finally gone out of my possession. It's like, that's like the classic story of just you're getting worn down so much. Like, I don't care at this point. I just don't want to see it anymore, you know? That is my story.
I mean, on the one hand, you accomplished what you wanted to, and that was freeing up space, and that is $350 you didn't have before. It was just a lot more stress than you probably needed to go through. But I do have a follow-up question about that. Would the box, I don't know what shape it was, would it have been possible to break it down neatly so that it could have been folded back up in the future?
No, because I thought of every angle I could. The places that no, it doesn't fold like that. It's like a super long, like not thin, but it's a super long box, and like it only folds on the edges. And in the box that it would have had to go in to keep it at that $30 price, it would have had to been folded a lot, and it would have added creases where they didn't need to be.
Yeah.
And, great question. I thought about that, and unfortunately, there just was no way.
Because I know it's annoying, but I'm like, you could have maybe shipped the box separately and not an envelope, but a long envelope-shaped box or something that maybe would have worked, but I didn't know what shape your box was, so...
That's true, and I did think about that, and I thought even if that were, like, feasible, I'd probably, that's going to cost me money too, and it's just... Ugh.
But maybe it would have cost you the $130, if it would have been like, oh yeah, $30 for the equipment, and then like 10 or 20 or whatever to ship the box. Right. Again, you still would have been out that extra money that you already dropped for her. But like that would have been, I don't know, an option in case she wanted to go way down on your price. And it's like, oh, okay.
Right. But luckily she was reasonable, and I understand, like, as much as I didn't want her to like bring that up, I understand why she did. I mean, I would have too. So, but man. And now I have more things to sell and I don't want to sell them. And this was also a pretty niche product, though. Like, it's not like my other stuff. Like, I can sell a guitar pretty quick. I live in Memphis. It's a music town. Someone's going to buy it. But, like, this was, it was more niche. And it wasn't like turntables for DJs. It was very specific. So I kind of get why there wasn't a whole lot of interest. So I was just kind of grasping onto whatever I could get my hands on at that point near the end of it. But there's my journey.
I'm, like, trying to look up. I'm, like... The issue here is it would have cost you time. And I'm like, how many miles would it have been to drive to Louisiana, drop it off, and see if that would have been cheaper than your $130? I'm seeing roughly from where you are, because I don't have the exact addresses punched in. I just punched in Memphis to Louisiana. And that's a 6 hour and 3 minute drive. It's 408 miles. So if you had to do that round trip, let's say that's 816 miles. What's your miles per gallon roughly on your car?
Oh, geez. Just say like 30.
if you get 30 miles to the gallon, you're going to spend 27.2 gallons in gas. And let's just times that by, like, what's gas prices around there? Like 320, 350 something?
That sounds about right, yeah.
So if we take that times, I don't know, 350, call it even, that would have been like $95.20. So you would have spent like $100 if you would have driven it down yourself and handed it off. So actually, you still got out on a deal.
Yes. It still would have been cheaper than the 140.
It would have been cheaper than actually shipping it, but it is more expensive than shipping just the equipment outside of the box, since she agreed to do that.
Well, that does make me feel kind of good in a way, because like any other avenue would still cost more. So I didn't even consider driving, but I love this.
Well, because when you said 130, because when you were building that story up, because you said it'll cost you like $20, and in my brain I was like, I doubt that, it's going to be like 60. And then when you doubled down, you were like 130 or 140. I was like, oh Christ! I was like, okay,
right, because and maybe I was being a little loose with what I was thinking the price was, but I mean, luckily that ended up being right kind of where it was. It was like $32 and some odd cent or something like that. Because the device itself is pretty small and you can do whatever you want with it. And I just didn't really think about it, I guess, when I went in there with the box. I just didn't really think. I guess maybe I thought they'd have all kinds of custom boxes. You could throw that box in another box, stuff some stuff in there, you're good to go. But they only have, at UPS stores at least, only have like 4 different box sizes if you ship through them. Like if they do the shipping for you. And like you see them right in the corner of the store. It's like 4 or 5 different shapes, and they're all like literal cubes. And this thing was not a cube. This thing was like a long rectangle. So it just didn't work out. But that's okay. At the end of the day, I got it off my hands. I'm still $350 richer than I was. But anyway,
and now you don't have to think about it.
Don't do it.
You've got other stuff you want to sell, but now you don't have to think about this one.
That is true. I was bugging out so bad, dude. Like I dreaded like logging on like onto my phone at all, because I know I'd have to get on Facebook and check and see if somebody sent a damn message. Like, ugh. Anyway, I had to get that off my chest because I thought you'd appreciate that story.
I don't want to ever have to sell something on Facebook Marketplace. One day, maybe I will have something that I want to sell. Most of the things that I don't want, I can just throw away. Or if it's big enough, it's just something I hoard for like ever. Like, the random stuff you've just handed off to me. If I was down there and you're like, I'm trying to get rid of this DJ equipment, Weston, would you like it? I'd been like, sure.
I would have given it to you and sold you on it and said, well, you could use it for this. I would have, and then you would have just taken it. When it's funny, because then if you do, I mean, it's yours. If you want to sell it, you can, and then you can make some money off it.
Imagine one day you tune into a Magic Man Mo stream, and it's a DJ stream. I'm just doing some DJ music. The
lights are low. That would actually be flippin' awesome, dude. That would be.
I wonder what... The first time I discovered that T-Pain has a Twitch channel, and he was just like DJing music one day. I'm like, why does T-Pain have a Twitch? It blew
That's
my
what he's
mind.
doing these days. He's just DJing on Twitch.
He's living his best life doing random things on Twitch, apparently.
You've ever seen that video of Snoop Dogg? Like, he was streaming one night, and then like he thought he turned off the stream, and then he left his house.
Yeah, I've seen a clip.
Yeah, he came back like I've seen the clip of him returning, but like apparently the stream was on for like 8 hours or something.
Because he just left his house.
And he came back and he's like eating like Chinese food or something, like just going to sit down at his computer, and then he just sees it still streaming.
I completely relate to with just walking away and leaving the computer on all day, even though you're not going to be on it. Didn't turn off his computer, just got up, just walked away. I'm like, yep, I do that all the time.
You just leave it totally on.
Oh, yeah. Just on, running.
Not sleep or anything?
No. Sometimes a game will just literally be on. I just walk away and come back
oh my gosh.
later.
So, like, not exactly is this intentional or... that is true. You are right. But, like, is it... But, like, is this intentional or do you just do it?
Sometimes it's like, oh, I'm going to come right back to this. Like maybe I'm going to leave the house and get food or something. And then it turns out like 6 hours later, I still haven't come back to the computer. So sometimes it's that. Other times it literally is I'm just some sort of lazy or some sort of something where I just get up and I'm like turning off the computer and shutting everything down is too much work. I have places to be.
Yeah. I get it.
It's not too much work, so I don't know what malfunctions in my brain to do that, but
this is a shout out to Hasty Podcast. I'm not caught up with your latest, but I don't know if you have 2 or 3 out since you had your big return. But I
had my big return, but just 2 out since we last talked. So
listen to that, everybody. I listened to your first one that came out, and you're just talking about like your computer mishap.
Yeah,
and
that was terrifying.
That was super fun to listen to. And by the way, you had a theory, and you're completely right. When your CPU was bugging out, it is probably because of the integrated like graphics on the CPU trying to do what it couldn't do. That's probably why that was bugging out too. So that was a good theory.
Working.
Yeah, so that is probably what happened. But yeah, you were telling it, I'm thinking, okay, I was trying to decipher this as you were explaining it. It was kind of like what I just did with you. Like I was on the edge of my seat listening to like, where's the source of this issue? You know, so that's awesome. That was fun.
It was just like I was so just innocently playing a video game, and I went to go like walk through a door in the video game, and it would have loaded a new area. And instead of anything loading, everything shut down, and I'm like, oh no, oh no, what happened?
I don't know if you remember this, totally random, but I remember I had this very horrifying moment. Now, this was years and years and years ago. I still had my laptop, and it was still kind of newer at the time. You and I were meeting for dinner at, like, Applebee's or something. And I remember I came to you with this long story, because right before I met you at dinner, my computer, like, it didn't give me the blue screen of death, but it did something similar, and I was convinced that I lost everything. Because, like, it just wouldn't come on, and I really can't remember the issue of it, but I remember being so in distress about it. And then I remember coming back home, turning on the computer just to try, and then everything was fine. And it was the weirdest thing. I can't remember really anything else besides that, but I just remember the fear of, oh my God, did I just lose everything? Like, what happened? Or, you know, is it going to cost me this much money to, you know, to get the, you know, because what's damaged, right? Like, turns out later on when I had issues with my computer the final time, it was my hard drive was damaged, which is not what you want to hear. And luckily they were still able to extract stuff from it, so that made me really happy. But that was scary. But point is, you never know. I got a bunch of my stuff backed up now, but it took me a long time to learn that lesson, like very long time.
That was something I was trying to process while I was figuring out my computer. I'm like, okay, if this is like if something is horribly wrong and I can't get my computer up and running, what have I lost that I need to replace? Like stat. You know, I was thinking, obviously, podcast stuff, my other YouTube stuff, you know, all this stuff that I have. I'm like, how do I get it all back? What's backed up on the cloud? What do I need to replace? And I'm like, okay, I can replace most of everything with a little bit of time. The next issue becomes if I need a computer right now, which I would have needed for all my other stuff that I do. I'm like, what can I do? I don't really want to like buy a bunch of parts and wait weeks to build a new one ASAP. I'm like, okay, do I have to go to the Best Buy or something tomorrow to buy a computer? Man. Luckily, no, I did not.
Well, the nice thing too is that you and I both, you know, we put together our computers, and I think just having like if we can figure out what the issue is, odds are, like say it's just one thing causing an issue, like if it's the video card. Or something is wrong with your hard drive or whatever. Luckily, you know, there are a lot of tools to do the hard drive stuff, first of all. And second of all, since we have a general understanding of how and where things go and maybe how they work, it probably won't be the hardest thing in the world to obviously get something replaced. The hardest part would be probably learning what the issue is. But assuming we can do that, then anything's replaceable, which is what I love about now having just a desktop computer that I kind of know the insides of, which is really nice. So.
Yeah, that was my initial, because I got on my phone and started trying to look up stuff that I was seeing to try to find something similar, and I'm like, okay, maybe it's my PSU. It wasn't, thankfully, because that's harder to just replace. Like, I can't just go to the store and buy a PSU. No one carries them, or at least I don't.
Right.
If they do, I don't know who's got them around here. I'd have to go looking, but like, no, it was just a graphics card wasn't even plugged into the PSU, so that'll do it.
Yeah. That'll do it. Well, it's funny because that was my first thought. As I was trying to decipher faster than your story was going, I thought it could be his power supply. But that is, man, it was so much fun to listen to that. Yeah, you know what? That makes me jealous of these. I think it's on the West Coast. They have it's like a Best Buy, but it's way better than a Best Buy. And they got power supply. They got GPU, CPUs out the wazoo. Something
some kind of tech store,
chip center, or something. Micro Center. It's called Micro Center. Have you heard of that before?
Micro Center. I
think it's called Micro Center. It's like a paradise for people who are into building their own PCs and everything like that. Everything is just right there. You can go to a Best Buy and you can see there's sometimes one or two video cards you can buy, but it's nothing like that place. I've just seen YouTubers go in those places before. That's the only reason why I know about it. And I think it's West Coast chain. But that is somewhere where you could definitely buy a PSU. But
because I don't know where you go to buy PC parts that around here that actually has a robust selection. You might wander into some place and you've got one or two things, but it's just I don't know.
I think everything I got, with one exception, because there was one store kind of like that, but on a smaller scale here, which is kind of nice, where I got my video card at the time. But everything else was on Amazon. I just got on there and had it all sent to me.
Yeah, I had a rotation of 3 different sites. I did all kinds of shopping when I built mine. I had 3 different sites that I ordered parts from, and there's another site I used to make sure everything was compatible with each other, and it was a whole thing.
That was the stressful part. It's at the now it's so easy to kind of make sure things are compatible, but at the time I was still so concerned about the compatibility, and that was something I never really thought about at the time. During the beginning stages, I never really thought about compatibility. I thought everything's just plug and play, right? And thank God we did it when we did it, because even just 10 years prior is even more. There was a lot less this kind of stuff put together for you.
Oh yeah,
I know. My tower, had a lot of the, a lot of the wiring was already done for some of the external inputs. So all that wiring was already taken care of. You just gotta plug things in and you're set to go. But it wasn't too long before when we did it to where you had to do every single thing, wire every single thing on your own, and that's what it taken so much more time. So
yeah, and it already took me 8 hours to build mine because I had to keep double checking things and making sure things were plugged. I was doing it all kinds of wrong and had to keep redoing stuff. I still am not 100% sure that my thermal paste is any good at all, but it hasn't exploded yet. So, and it's been years.
That was the one part. It took me a pretty long time too. That was the one part for me that concerned me. Was that where I was the most kind of nervous and shaky, because I don't know, it just the potential. Hey, listen, if you got to apply this thermal paste, but you don't want to apply too much, but you also don't want to have any on there because this could happen, obviously. So that was really scary for me. And also in my computer at the time, the most expensive piece was for me, it was the CPU. So I was just so nervous about that thing. It's this little chip you got to put in there. And for me, I don't know about you, but it's so dumb. But do you have liquid cooling in yours?
No.
You don't?
All fans, baby. Okay, and one of them, the one that's cooling the CPU, is only screwed in with half of its screws.
Oh my God, Weston. Did you lose a screw or something?
No, I have them all. They don't fit.
Oh,
I've only got 2 screws in there. I'm this thing's
God.
Basically hanging. It's great.
That's hilarious. I asked you because for me, assembling in general really wasn't too bad, except installing the liquid cooling system. And I think it mainly just had to do with the size, and I didn't really do a lot of research with measuring how things would exactly fit. That was a nightmare. And I spent a good chunk of change on that liquid cooling thing. But luckily we got it to work and everything's okay, but I needed a hand from a friend because that was tough to put in there.
Yeah,
so.
my research basically said if you're a beginner, it wasn't really recommended to do liquid cooling, and I didn't have anyone helping me, so I was like, I'm okay with doing fans. I don't want to do anything too complicated. I've at least worked, I've used fan-cooled computers all my life, so I at least get it. But if I started doing liquid cooling, I'm like, I don't know the first thing about that, so I'll just avoid it. Yeah.
Well, you're hanging in there, and that was, you put that together a few years ago now, so.
Yeah, I was trying to remember. I think it's been nearly 5. This is like 5-ish year.
Oh, wow.
Computer.
So you got me beat. I built mine in 2020. So.
Maybe it's just 4 years then, because I feel like I built mine, but not too much before yours. Maybe it was 2019. See, I don't remember what month. But if I could go find my old orders and find like my old receipts, then I would know. But I knew it was when I lived in my previous apartment. That's how I was trying to figure out my math. And I've been here for like 3-ish years. So I'm like, okay, so it's been 4 or 5 years that I built this thing.
Dang.
Yeah.
And it's still running like a champ.
I still expect it to fall apart any day, but it hasn't. So I guess it's not gonna.
Well, on that note, speaking of PCs, I do have a little thing I thought would be fun for like our second segment. Super simple, but I love this game and I figured you'd enjoy it too. So, Weston, why don't you hop on your browser and go to playtaboo.com.
Ooh, okay.
We're just going to play let's play a little Taboo in the next segment for a while. We'll just go back and forth, and it gives us a 60-second timer per word. And there's no, real winner or loser, but we can just kind of go for it and see how we do.
Let's do it. In the meantime, I'm going to definitely answer this phone call I'm getting right now from China.
Okay, perfect timing.
I don't think I'm gonna.
Profoundish is brought to you in part by Alex Duquette Medleys. I make theme song medleys, which is where I take a bunch of theme songs and mash them up into one bite-sized song. From Nickelodeon to Adult Swim, I cover it all. So, if you want to take a fun nostalgic trip, search my name, Alex Duquette, on YouTube, or go to alexduquette.net.
Profoundish is brought to you in part by Magic Man Mo, a gaming YouTube channel run by me. We stream and we do variety Let's Plays. Check out a short stream compilation to see if it's something that you're going to be into. It's a lot of fun. I made it, so I know. That's Magic Man Mo on YouTube.
I can be your hero, baby.
I can play all your games. What's the next line? It's like, I can wash away your tears or something. I can lick away your tears.
No memory of it other than that one line. Just one of those songs that came and went.
It never went in my mind. It came and it stayed.
It came and it stayed. That is the Weston difference, everybody. He comes and he stays.
I don't know if I endorse this. I do not need that on a t-shirt.
I do. I think it should be on the front, I come, because of course that's going to catch eyes. And on the back it goes, and I stay.
Oh, no.
Because what's that mean, Really,
if you're asking, I'm not answering.
Well, hey, here's what we're going to answer. Let's answer each other's riddles here when we're playing Taboo. What do you say?
I say, hey, what a wonderful kind of day.
Weston, do you know how to play Taboo?
Yeah, so like you have a word, you're trying to get the other guy to guess, but then you're not allowed to say or use certain other words.
You explain it way quicker than I would have, so I'm glad you did that. That's basically it. Yeah, he's going to have a word, I'm going to have a word, and then there's we got to make the other person guess, but we can't say a list of words that are given to us that are closely correlated to that word. So
yeah, they're taboo.
They're taboo. So I guess I'll go first, and I will, how about this? I guess, no, this honor system, I'll just play the 60-second timer on my own. All right. Okay. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Right, here we go. Okay, so you walk into a home.
A house.
And then you look up.
Ceiling.
Yes.
Nailed it.
All right, let's keep
Ding,
it going.
ding.
This is actually really easy. He lives in a pineapple under the sea.
SpongeBob. Patrick.
What is
Squid.
What is he?
Squidward.
What
Sponge.
is he? Yep. Good. All right, next. Crap. Okay, you got a huge pile of things that
Dung.
you ride on that come
Horses.
from trees.
What?
There's things that you ride on.
Pine
that
cones.
They come from trees. Don't overthink that.
Bamboo, sticks, brooms.
no,
I'm a witch.
No, what are the things? They're usually white.
Leaves?
And they're rectangular.
White.
They're 11 and a half by... Okay. It was. I
Wait.
was trying to get to documents. I was trying to get you to say paper. And
Paper?
Then,
oh, right. I thought you said ride,
said,
like a
ride?
car.
Oh, no wonder you were confused. No, I meant right.
I was like, what?
What am I riding
am I
that comes
riding?
from a tree?
Okay. I misheard you. All right. That
That's
checks
funny.
out. I forgot that
All right.
you get the 60 seconds and you try to do multiple words. I forgot that part.
Yeah.
How many
yeah.
words did I
don't
get?
think-
3?
You got 3, yes.
Hey.
We sound like smokers.
I gotta smoke a pack a day just to make it to the next.
A pack a day keeps the doctor away. You know what they say.
Hey.
You and I could
All
be
right,
smoke buddies.
Yeah, for sure. We got to pick up a brand new vice.
Let's do it. It's just what we need. Nicotine addiction. Let's go.
Yeah. I just, I feel like there's a whole experience I am missing.
Well, there is in a way.
All right. Are you ready for some words?
Yeah.
I'm going to hit start. All right. Hot bread that you consume.
Toast.
Yes.
Okay.
Thing you consume during morning.
Coffee.
More general.
Orange juice. More general than coffee.
Yeah. Broadly speaking, just generally.
Caffeine.
No. It's food you consume.
Energy. Banana. Apples.
No.
Breakfast.
Yes.
Okay.
You and I have built a certain something in each other over years of being
Friendship.
amigos. Close.
Trust.
Yes.
Oh, nice. Okay, cool.
This is something you might do while you're at work if you're having a good time. There's a song about it. A thing that you do with your teeth and lips. I'm out of
talk?
time. Whistle while you work.
Oh, whistle. Okay, yeah, I see what you mean.
Whistle while you work. You got 3 as well.
Nice. All right, cool. We probably could have gotten a little bit more, but I got caught up on the breakfast one, I think.
Yeah, you were close. Well, because you went like with coffee, and I was like more general, and I think you maybe got caught up on liquids or something.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. Okay, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, here we go. Okay, here we go. Okay, that word you got mistaken. What was the word?
I don't remember. Papyrus, writing,
okay.
paper, documents.
Yeah, go back. Okay, never mind.
Paper.
You use a utensil to do this on
Fork.
on a
Eat.
document.
Right.
Yes.
Writing.
Okay.
Okay, right. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Oh gosh. So say you're playing a game with somebody and you just.
One.
Oh, I can't say
Lost.
that word. Oh, this is hard.
Oh, you screwed it up.
You're playing a game with somebody, and
Yep.
you. I have
Can you
to. I'm going to skip it.
Compete.
No.
Okay.
They lose
And
really
I win.
bad. What did you do to
Defeat.
them if they lost really bad? Like they lost really bad.
Crush
you
them.
what them? I can't say that,
Crushed. Destroyed. Defeated.
actually. No. All right, too late.
Oh.
I stuck on that word too long. That's on me. So the word was dominate.
Ah.
I couldn't say completely. I couldn't say destroyed because I wanted to say you completely destroy them. There's
Those
a
are
few other
two
ones.
of the words.
Yeah, there's a few others I can't see now that it made it very difficult. But that's what it was. It was dominate. Dang.
I only got one of them that time. That was rough. Dominate.
Oh, you can
dominate.
There's a
dominate
score
it.
sheet at the bottom here. We can do a
is
score
there?
sheet.
Oh, look at that. Are we going to?
Why not? We can just
Okay.
do it based on like how many. I guess so. Like that first one,
So
you can just put your own. I'll put my own. So the first one I got three.
And then I had 1. You had 3, and you haven't done another yet.
Right. Okay.
Oops, if you click play again, does it reset? No, it doesn't. Okay, cool. Are you ready? Are you ready, kids?
I am.
All right. The thing at the top of your residence.
Roof, chimney.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't think we're in blank anymore.
Kansas.
Yes.
Okay.
Some people have these at a certain time of the year, and it makes them very gross to be around. Especially
Babies?
when there's all that, like, plant stuff in the air, all that plant
allergies.
crud. Ah, yes. This
Right.
is a place you go to prostrate yourself to your deity.
Like church,
Yes, but now think more Greek.
like cathedral, or like
Nah.
or.
I mean, it's not
no?
Greek specific, but like a place of the, I'm out of time, temple.
Oh, temple. Okay.
I was hoping, I know temples aren't strictly Greek, but I was hoping that would get you on the right path of just like, like ye olde things that you go to worship at. Because no one, I guess,
yeah.
who still says they go to temple? Is that Judaism goes to temple? Instead of like goes to church, I think they go to temple.
That I hear. I mean, I've heard it numerous times, but I can't tell you.
I wasn't sure.
Maybe
I
that
think
is
that might be the Jewish faith goes to temple, but I might be making that up. I'm not sure.
So what did I get there? Did I get 2?
You got
or
3.
Nice. Okay.
Well done.
Thank you, sir. All right. Okay. Here we
Thank
go.
you, sir. May I have another?
Thank you, sir. Here we go. And okay, so the big man in red
Santa.
likes to nibble on these.
Cookies.
Yep. All right. It's before Uber. What were they?
Taxi.
The occupation.
Taxi driver.
Yes.
Cab driver.
Yep. All right. So it's not a unicycle.
It's a bicycle.
Nice.
It's a okay. Let's say bicycle,
that's it.
tricycle,
Perfect.
quadcycle.
Okay, so you gotta stick things together
Glue.
and
Tape.
well, yes. Okay. When two people have a difference, sometimes
An argument.
yes. Nice. Okay. You're loaded.
Rich. Wealthy. Affluent.
Out of time. It was billionaire. So, geez, you got either 4 or 5 there. I lost count.
I'm pretty sure it's 6.
Was it? You're lying.
No.
Was it 6?
You were gonna believe me. You know
Yeah,
I'm
you
full
know-
of crap. I
I
wasn't
know,
counting that
I know.
time. I forget.
I,
Oh, what did
I
I have?
actually think it was 5. We did
Was
quite
it
a
really?
few.
I think I didn't do 5, did I? Was the 5th one billionaire?
Dude, I'm telling you
said
5. You might as well put it down,
taxi
right?
driver. I
Cookie?
did cookie.
You bicycle?
I did bicycle.
You did more, but I
I-
can't remember.
I didn't remember the last 2 you just said.
Listen,
You say 5 or 4?
give yourself 5. Do it.
All right, I'll
I'm
take
feeling
5.
generous.
Take 5. 1 more than 4. Take 5.
I don't
I
know
like
that
Take
one.
5s. It's a candy.
Oh.
They're pretty good.
Oh,
like,
I know exactly what you're talking about, actually.
Yeah. They're good. They're a little chocolate stick thing.
Yeah.
Like a Kit Kat, but with more stuff in it.
A Kit
I think
Kat.
it's 5 because it's got like 5 things in it. I don't remember what's in it. It's like, chocolate and like almond and I don't know what else. Caramel or something. I don't
Right.
remember what's in it, but they're good.
But that's all that matters.
I got some words for you.
All right.
Round and brown.
Potato.
Yes.
Oh, is that one of them?
Yes.
Okay.
This is your female guardian's guardian,
Grandma?
guardian.
Great-grandma. Great-grandmother.
Yes.
Okay. Nice.
Competitor to Twitter, they call it.
Face or...
No, Instagram made this, and it's called...
What did Instagram make?
Are you not aware of the Twitter versus Instagram? So Instagram made a version of Twitter and called it...
Oh, well, I'm so little on there.
It's the little... You know, you do it, like if you're trying to make like clothes in the old-fashioned way, you would use this material. It's.
I think I know what you're talking about. I'm so sorry, but I
Thread.
don't know. Threads. I've heard people talk about threads.
When you didn't know, I was like, did you miss that? I mean, I'm really all about Twitter, so I guess I was more aware of it. But I'm like, no way, because
Do you
all the
have a
taboo
Threads
words.
account?
I do.
You do want, okay. Is it just like Twitter, basically?
It's just like Twitter, basically, but like no one's using it, so it's really weird.
So tell me this, because I'm not familiar at all, but I do listen to podcasts, and I've heard someone else talk about, maybe you know about Blue Sky.
That's the other one that's getting big, and I don't know if they still are or not, but they were originally invite only, so you couldn't just get it. You'd have to get an invite from somebody, and I thought that was super weird. But I guess it's getting bigger, I guess, ? It feels like a cult to me.
That's what I thought when I heard the people on that podcast I listened to talk about it. It's like, we're not in there yet, but as soon as we get invited in, we'll let you know when our account's made. And it was just,
it'd be really easy to get an invite. You literally just go on Twitter and just start asking for an invite, and someone will find you.
Someone's going to do it,
It's like NFT Bros or something. If you ask, they'll find you.
Right.
It's
Seriously.
weird.
That is weird.
Or specifically
Well, dang.
Twitter, graphic designers. Most of them on Twitter are like robots. You'll it's like, oh yeah, especially if you're like into gaming, because I get that a lot since I'm a gaming creator. So I'll get DMs like, I'm a graphic designer, I can make your Twitch layouts, and it's like from a Twitter account that's like got 7 posts, and it was like made 2 months ago. And it's just like the same graphic designs that you would see anywhere on the internet. Like if you just typed in Twitch graphic design, that same generic, stupid, like, no, like a robot is making this, or you're hiring some poor guy on Fiverr to do it for you, but you're not real.
Exactly. Right.
And that's not a shot at Fiverr. It's just super generic. That's all.
Do you know how many I got there? Did I just get 1?
You got 2, believe it or not. Don't ask me to remind you which 2, because I do not remember.
Well, that's fair. I don't either. All right, we got time for a couple more here. Let's do it.
All right,
let's see. Play again. Hello. There we go. Oh,
hello.
Shit. Excuse my language. Here we go. All right, you
You're
ready?
always like, oh, this is going to be so hard. And I'm just like, I'm ready. Let's do it.
I know. So we're not on the same page right now. Okay, here we go. So this is like in a competitive game activity that people do professionally. This is before the main event at the end of the entire series. This is right before that.
The Super Bowl.
It's right before that.
Tournament, semifinals.
Yes, that's it.
Ha, got there.
Okay, so when you're playing pickleball, what are you using?
I have no idea how to play pickleball. A stick, a bat,
take a guess.
A net?
Because it's a lot like another sport.
A racket?
Yes.
I got there.
So when you're doing that thing at night... Yep, I can still say that. When you're doing the thing at night to kind of like, to relax.
Oh, boy.
Sometimes your head goes places. What's that called?
Excuse me?
I ran out of time. So I was trying to get to dream. But I couldn't say say nightmare, couldn't say sleep, couldn't say lay or
that thing you do at night, and I was just immediately thinking back to our t-shirt idea, and I'm like, what are we doing? And then my head was going places. I'm like, good God, man.
This is where you come and you stay. It's that simple.
I was scared. Hilarious. I'm like,
your head goes
Alex,
places.
We're doing a podcast right now. Can we talk about this?
We can talk about this later, okay? Jeez. Oh, that's hilarious.
Would I get there? 2 of them?
You got 2, yeah.
All right. And we'll do
Man,
another for you.
semifinal is hard. Yeah, it sounds good.
I got there, though. Like, you did get
You
good
did.
guesses. I was just thinking too much like a specific event. That's why I was like, World Cup. And then I was like, but thing before the last. The semifinal.
Yeah, you got there pretty close, yeah. Or pretty quick.
All right. Here we go. All right. Infant version of furry animal that is not the barky kind.
Puppy?
Not the
Kitten.
barky kind. Yes.
Okay. Gotcha.
You can have a bowl of mixed things that are quite
Nuts.
tasty. Yes.
Okay.
This is an ancient weapon. Not really ancient. People still use it in like activities. And
Sword.
It's you fling a stick through the air and it shoves into things and it's pointy.
Oh, like bow and arrow, like a
Yes.
Archery. Okay.
Okay. Now your next word is literally half of those words.
Bow.
The other one.
Arrow.
Yes. In for a blank, in for a pound.
Do
you not know that one?
That.
I'm out of time. In for a penny, in for a pound.
No, I haven't heard that. No.
You don't know that one? It means if you're already like a little bit invested, then you might as well go all the way invested. In for a penny, in for a pound.
In for a penny, in for a pound. Okay.
And it's because
I like it.
in England, pounds are more money than pennies. I guess like in America, it'd be in for a penny, in for $1.
Right. I kind of figured that. Yeah, the whole. Okay, so how many did I get there?
4. That's a
Okay,
good
so
round.
you both want to do one more? Because we're barely over 60 minutes.
It just takes a minute. Sure, let's do it.
Yeah, why not? We'll do one more. All right. I love Taboo. Okay, you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. So they're socks that for the other ends of
Gloves.
for your other limbs.
Gloves.
Yes.
Gloves are the socks of the hands.
So let's do a thing where you're laying down, and where do you put the top of your body?
Pillow.
Yep,
Mattress? Oh, pillow.
it was pillow. This road. Crap.
Street.
Next.
Avenue.
Nope, I said a word I shouldn't say. I can't do that one. Okay, so the female guardian
Anatomy. Mother.
gave what to you?
Birth.
Yes. Okay, so baby.
Shark.
Yep.
Do.
It's not the basement.
It's the ceiling. The attic.
Yes. Oh, nice. Okay, it's this tool used in
Hammer. Screwdriver.
No, it was protractor. But I didn't have enough time.
Oh, yeah. I was
Wow.
thinking more hardware than like mathware.
That one actually was 5. Like for sure
Yeah,
it was 5.
baby. I
That
was
was really
burning through those.
Yeah, that was good.
Blazing over here. I'm a taboo champion. Master of the world.
I knew you would get the Daddy Shark. Like, I knew you'd get that one.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm haunted by Daddy Shark.
Yeah. So.
Which I still need to get. I need to steal a soundbite of you doing that baby shark. I know it
Do I
was
need
in
to-
your medley.
Yeah. Do you just want to rip
Yes.
my own YouTube video, or do you want me to send it to you?
I can, unless you want to do an extended Daddy Shark mix for my streams.
I could just, like, loop it. No one would know.
Daddy Shark. God, tormented for all my days. All right. I got a list of words for you, buddy boo.
All right, let's do it.
This is a country with a lot of folks in it. Second
China.
most populous in
India.
the world. Yes.
Okay.
This is where all of your letters combine into things, and you look up
Alphabet.
what they mean in this
dictionary?
place. Yes.
Okay.
It didn't fall far from the tree.
Apple.
Yes. This location on your living corpse. If you hit it, makes you laugh.
Funny bone?
Where is that at?
Elbow?
Yes. Hold
Living
on.
corpse. Tight?
No. Like just don't do anything. Stay
Wait.
right there. Just yes.
Nice.
And just barely out of time. You got 5.
Your living corpse.
I couldn't
I'm
say
assuming you
body.
couldn't say body. That sounded so
I don't-
horrible.
So I was like, your living corpse.
That was a good one too.
I was trying I'm like, how do I get, because I don't remember what they were. I don't know if I can go back. I don't know how to go back. I wish I could tell you what the taboo words on elbow. And I'm like, it's all the words I want to use. Because some of them weren't bad. Like the Apple one, I don't know if it's really cheating or not, but all the taboo words were like computer or like Steve Jobs or whatever. They really were
Right.
thinking like a Macintosh, Apple. And I'm like, well, none of these have anything to do with trees or anything. So I was like, it doesn't fall far from the tree.
That's great. I think that would be a fun job too, actually. Would be to be the person who has to come up with the words you can't say, the taboo words.
Yeah, 'cause sometimes I feel like I have a really easy time, and sometimes it's like, oof. Like dictionary was hard because it was like, I can't say book, I can't say word, I can't say definition.
Right.
I'm like, oh God, these are all the things.
That'd be such a fun job. So I did pretty good there, but I don't know how many I got.
Like
Oh,
on
really,
that
you
run.
did pretty good there, really. Yeah.
You did
What was
5.
that? 5, thanks. Are we?
Yeah,
we-
you got
okay,
5
so
on
let's
that one.
count up here
Yeah.
because
I've got
Okay.
16.
oh man, I've got 17. Just
Do
one
you
more.
really?
I do. Yeah.
Ah, man, you must have really come back because I had one round where I had literally one.
That's
one-
what did
that
it
one
for you.
hurt.
And to be honest with you, that was a tough one for me too. I can't remember what the word was now, but it was it was dominate.
Yeah, that's right. That one was really hard.
Well, because when I thought of dominate, I thought, okay, can I get him? Like, can I take the kinky route? Like, could he get there really quick? I don't know. I thought, I'm not gonna try it.
The D in BDSM.
Right. Like we're thinking, like, leather and whips and
Chains
But
and
then I thought,
whips excite me.
whatever happened to that song?
It became like, I don't know, 12 years old.
Well, Weston, just like that other song you said that never left, that song never left me.
But I don't even remember what song. Oh, I could be your hero, baby.
Hero, baby. And then we don't know the
I
rest.
can wipe away the pain. Hang on. I can be your hero, baby. It's by that what's the heck? Enrique Iglesias.
Yeah.
Hang on, we got this. What's the next line? I can be your hero, baby. I can kiss away the pain. Kiss away the pain.
Kiss away
I will
the
stand by
pain.
you forever. You can
Wait.
take my breath away. Very
Putting you
breath
on the
away.
spot right now.
Yeah.
When is the Magic Man Mo karaoke stream going to happen?
What are you talking about?
On the
That
spot,
was
on Profoundish
was
right now.
never promised on a Valentine's Day 3 years ago. I don't know what you're. That's crazy.
What are you talking about?
That's just wild. Could you imagine?
Hey,
Um,
if you ever do it and
yeah.
you want a partner for that, I will do the karaoke with you. We can take turns.
That was supposed to happen on Valentine's Day this year, and I don't remember what exactly it was. I've been periodically just too busy to do things. Like my schedule hasn't been consistent enough for me to schedule anything. And so it kept getting pushed back to the point where it didn't make sense to do it at the time because I would have just dropped it like in the middle of, I don't know, June or something. So it's like I just haven't had a sensible time to do it.
That must have been in general a busy time for both of us because I remember as a last minute thing, because it's going to sound silly to some of you who may not make stuff and do other things besides make stuff too, but like I remember we were both free on Valentine's Day, so you and I did do like a last minute stream together. But
Yeah, I think we did.
But like I don't think you had enough time to prepare for what you would usually do for your Valentine's Day streams. And At least that's what I'm guessing. And then, like, actually, I don't know if I was really busy or not, but I remember, like, that you weren't able to, like, do that. So I thought, well, I mean, I'm free on Valentine's Day because Steph was out of town. So this is perfect. Like, let's just, And then we, like, we ranked the presidents based on how attractive they are.
Oh, that's right. We did do that. That was, like, so weird, and I didn't recognize the vast majority of the presidents, so I had no idea what to go by. And it was just a viewer suggestion, and I think it was mostly one of my regulars, was, like, in the chat telling us who everybody was. I'm like, oh, okay.
That was so great. Oh, that was fun. All right. Well, that was fun. It was kind of a laid-back episode. It's been a crazy few weeks for me, so I thought, you know what? Who cares? Weston and I can hop on here and just talk. Chill out. I had the topic thing idea too, just in case, like the random topic generator. But then I started to think about I had that story to tell you, so I thought, I think we'll be just fine.
You and I are pretty good at gassing that we can talk
Yeah,
about whatever pretty easily.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool. That's nice to. It's like we should have started a podcast or something.
Yeah, look at that. And it's November, everybody. It's a really laid-back month, I feel like.
Yeah.
We're preparing to eat a lot of food and take a lot of naps before, it gets to be a really hectic, busy season right around the corner with the December holidays coming up. This is just a time to sit back, relax, and enjoy good company.
Yeah, I agree. Not to make it awkward, but Weston, I don't know if you know this, but I've been shirtless this whole time.
Alex. Come on, I don't wear pants when I do podcasts.
I don't. I thought you're like, oh, that's all.
It's like, that's it? Come on. That's rookie moves.
Those are rookie numbers.
I'm actually wearing a zip-up, like, hoodie type thing and a shirt. So, actually, I'm pretty clothed, actually.
You're clothed today. Yeah,
I
came home, and I was just stressed from the long drive. It was just longer than usual, and I was hot. I'm thinking, I'm taking off my shirt. This isn't a video podcast. I'm taking it off. And then
is it? If you look to your left, the secret camera.
I looked to the left when you said that. So wait a second. Did this son of a ditch actually do this?
You're darn right I did. It's for the Patreon, baby. If you guys want to see uncensored live video feed,
if you want to see
the podcast shirtless.
If you want to see what skinny fat looks like, look no further than me without a shirt on. That's what I always say. Skinny fat,
yes.
Where
Skinny
you're definitely
fat.
not overweight, but you got a little bit more plub in the belly area than you want. But if you have a shirt on, you look like you're fit. That's me.
If you wear a tight shirt, people are like, you're cut. And then you take the shirt off and you're like,
oh, you're
cut
not.
of cake.
Exactly. That's exactly right. Weston, before we get weirder, where can people find you on the internet?
Here, there, everywhere. WestonHasty.com is my website. You can say hi to me on the Twitter at Weston Hasty. I don't have a blue sky. You can find me on Threads if you're feeling spicy at Weston Hasty. I'm never there. Give me a follow, though, in case Twitter dies. That's where I'll probably go. Follow me on Magic Man Mo on YouTube for some gaming content. HastilyMadeDecision.com for poetry stuff. And I don't know, sooner or later, I'm going to write a horror novel or something based on our October special last month, and then I'll have a book to sell you all.
Oh, dude, you really should do that.
It's going to be great. Stay tuned. In like 6 months from now, I'll have like a rough draft, and
I love it. Well, it just takes time.
Well, Alex, where can we find you?
Oh, yeah, I guess I should share that as well if I have to. My landing page is alexduquette.net. Everything I do is there. I make music, lots of other things. And you can also go to YouTube and just type in my name, Alex Duquette, and I make nostalgic medleys over there. So if you like to take little trips back in time and see some of your favorite show theme songs done in a quick little song, so go check that out. It's what I do, too. So, Profoundish, you can find us where you're listening, of course. We're all over the place. We're on the podcast platform, Spotify, Apple. You can listen to us straight on... Well, actually, it's not Anchor anymore, so forget that I said that. But you can also follow us on YouTube. Leave a comment, talk to us, continue the conversation. Did you build your own computer? Let us know. We'd love to know. And was it as hard for you as it was for us? Also, leave the ratings, do the things, leave the likes. You can rate on Spotify. You can leave a review on Apple, and that is huge, by the way. If you listen on Apple, leaving a review specifically does really great. Helps get our podcast out to more people. It's one of the best ways to promote an audio-focused podcast. So do that. I didn't even mention the social media, though, did I? At Profoundish Pod. That's on Twitter. That's on TikTok. That's on
yep,
kind of everywhere.
Instagram.
So check all that stuff out. Check out the Profoundish Blue Sky.
We haven't done that
yet.
yet.
It's not there. It's not there. But
it could be, though. If only we could
Who
get
knows?
an invite from somewhere.
Can you give us a Blue Sky invite? We'll get on there, and then we'll repurpose our shorts on there, assuming you can do that. I don't know if you can. But if
Sure,
you can,
why not?
who knows? Maybe
sure.
maybe that'll gain some traction. Who knows? Who are these Profoundish boys?
Who are them there profoundish folk talking about
What's
their words
profoundish?
and such?
Oh, they got such great words, and the word that I have right now is bye, because it's time for us to go. So, everybody have a great rest of your day. Thank you for listening to the show, and until next time,
You can be my hero, baby.
no, you can be my hero. All right.